Yisrael Gantz, it's great to be with you. Thank you very much for your time. You are the head of the Binyamin Regional Council. And if you don't mind just first explaining to us the Binyamin Regional Council, where is it and why is it important?
Okay, so Binyamin Regional Council is the largest regional council all over Israel. It's north to Jerusalem, and it's control half of the Judea and Samaria, which means many of the ancient sites like Shiloh and Anatol, and many of the Bible stories, they were here in Binyamin, and we have the privilege to live here and to develop this special and a holy area.
Very nice. Now, Binyamin is the tribe of Benjamin in the Bible, of course, and is a hugely important site, and it's the border where the temple was built, right?
The tabernacle.
The tabernacle, but the southern part with Judah. So obviously the communities in your area are the most beloved communities that are mentioned in the Bible, and as we all know, that it's part of the Judea and Samaria, or what's known in the media sometimes as the West Bank. And there's a lot of talk right now about Israel annexing that territory and making it part of Israel proper, so to speak, and declaring sovereignty over that area. Now, you've been at the forefront of that effort for a long time, and you were with the Prime Minister in Washington recently.
Right.
And so your efforts are finally paying off. And in your estimation, where do we stand with sovereignty and annexation today?
So I must say that I prefer the word sovereignty because for me, it's our land, it's holy land, and we don't take this land from anyone. And in these days, I know that we have in our government Prime Minister a team that deal with the United States team about the maps, where exactly to make the sovereignty, where's the limits, and we have a unique opportunity in about 30 to 45 days to make the sovereignty, and we will be happy with all the people all over the world and the communities that see and hear us right now to help to make the sovereignty. For me, it's a very important mission.
Yeah, that's a good point, that you can't annex something that belongs to you. And if it belongs to you, then it's not annexation, it's sovereignty. So thank you for pointing that out. Now, Israel has been in this land, in this area in particular, for over 50 years. In fact, tonight is Yom Yerushalayim, the day that we celebrate the liberation of these areas and the sovereignty or the taking of them from the Jordan during the 1967 Six-Day War. How come it's taken so long for this issue to really be at the forefront?
It's a very good question, and I'm not sure that I have a good answer, because I think that deep processes takes time. And today we are in times that, especially the Israel government, but more of that all over the world. And I'm very happy that President Trump stands strong with the Israel nation to make the decision to take care about all the whole land, the Judea and Samaria. We should remember that most of the Bible stories were here. And today, the Israel government control this area, but not take care about this area because they don't have the sovereignty. So I think it's a common mission to make the sovereignty here. You're right, it takes time. It took too much time, but today we have the opportunity to do it. And I believe, and you believe, that together we should push it the Israel government, the United States government, President Trump, Prime Minister Netanyahu, to make this, it's history.
It's the time to make history. Certainly, a lot of our viewers believe that as well. And the media has been reporting that President Trump is pushing very hard for sovereignty because it's an issue that's important to his base, his voters, the evangelical Christians. Have you seen that? Have you experienced that? Do you think that, in fact, sovereignty is an issue that's important to Christians who love Israel?
For sure. I met so many leaders, Christians, and all all the people that believe in the Bible, that feel the Bible, that they live with the Bible stories. All the people have a common mission to make a sovereignty, to take care about this area, to develop this side that our forefathers, they stepped here, they prayed here, they live here. So we should develop this area, and for that, the first step is to take care. To take care, which means to make a sovereignty. I feel it's, you said that President Trump has his interest. I believe that God pushed us in a special days to make this history, to come back to his holy land. This is a time, it's time for history.
Wow, that's a powerful thing that you believe that God has ordained this time, and even President Trump being in his position of authority in order to bring the biblical sites under Israeli and Jewish sovereignty. That's a powerful statement. Practically speaking, what difference would it make in the lives of the people of Binyamin?
Um, I must I must talk about the difference, but after that I want to talk about the dangers that could be. The difference is today we have 400,000 residents, Israel residents, that did not have the same rights of the brother in the other side of the green line. They pay taxes, they serve the reserve, but today they can't build without a specific permission. They can't buy land here. Jews are not allowed to buy lands in Judea and Samaria. Instead of buying the area and develop, we can take only a nation lands. But if it's a private land that I want to buy from Ahmed, I'm not allowed. And today the government doesn't take care about the infrastructure, which means roads, water, electricity. So if we have a sovereignty, which means the government has the responsibility to develop this all the infrastructure, and it will, of course, it will change the lives of all the residents here.
Okay, so the infrastructure, the land rights, and those are obviously important. Nobody, in your home, you're able to buy your own land and you're able to develop your own infrastructure. So you mentioned though that you have some concerns about the Trump peace plan. You want to elaborate on your concerns?
I don't want to talk about what Trump said, because I don't know exactly what he would decide the United States in with the Israel team. But I can say what again I'm afraid of. We can't agree with Palestine state here in Israel because it can danger all the country. And in my belief, we can't take whole land and give it for someone else. We should take care about them. We came back for thousands of years. We came back to Israel, not to take the whole land, to give it to someone else to establish a state. We can't agree with that. So, in my belief, it's a whole land, and the Jews should stay here in their state, of course, the Palestinians here, and we should help them and give them all what they need to live here, to give them rights. But a whole land must stay in our control.
I understand there's a security issue, and then there's a historical and a biblical reason that we can't give the land, certainly not to a Palestinian state. Now, what is the time frame that you are hoping to see with the issue of sovereignty?
As I understand, we have a windows for time between 1st July to 15 July, about 15 days, maybe some later, but this is what we are talking about. But I think it would be in July, and we have the opportunity, and we should push it together and to make history. And I believe, and it's my belief, that the people that help the God process, God will help them. And I'm sure that if President Trump will stand strong with his unique step, I'm sure that God will help him and the United States in their issues and their field, because I really believe that it's God process. It must be like that.
Yisrael Gantz, thank you for explaining these complex issues to Breaking Israel News. Thank you for your time, and Yom Yerushalayim Sameach. I should really say Yom Yehuda v'Shomron Sameach.
Let's celebrate, and I want to meet you and all the people that watch us together after the sovereignty. We will do l'chaim.
L'chaim. Okay, shalom. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.